Liverpool 2, Arsenal 2. What a bloody match that was, honestly. It's a story of two halves, this. First half, Liverpool, I wouldn't say we were all over us at first. Give it like first 10, 15 minutes, we're on them. We kind of go back and forth. We have our chances, we miss. They have chances, they miss. But ultimately, um, he, Liverpool, ultimately found the back of the net, not once, but twice. And that was the difference between the two sides. But in the second half, it was predominantly Arsenal right up until the red card. And look, let's look at the stats for a second here. 56% possession, 7 shots on target, 15 shots, 615 touches, 447 passes, 20 tackles, 16 clearances. The only stat that Liverpool dominated us on was corners and I believe, yeah, and yellow cards and red cards. But look, I'm going to turn this off because he's annoying me. But look, I can talk about the stats all I want. Most of them come from the second half. If not almost all of them come from the second half, actually. And that shows you how good we were in that second half. But we're really disappointed at the same time to not get the 3 points, which would have secured Champions League football. Well, regardless, we've gone 2-2. We're still unbeaten against the big 6 teams in how long now? It's been a few seasons, isn't it? It's been 3 seasons, I think. And there's a fair bit to talk about. I don't really know. I don't know why Declan Rice wasn't playing. I heard something about a doctor stating he can't play in training. But other than that, I don't know what's going on. But regardless, here are my player ratings, and they're going to be some interesting ones. Starting off with David Raya, I'm going to give him a 6. Because yes, whilst he did save the ball quite a lot, I was getting really frustrated with his distribution. When he was kicking the ball up, so many times it just went out of play entirely. I'm not impressed by that. But he did save us a few times, especially in that first half. He made a brilliant save. But yeah, I can't give anything else than a 6, I don't think, just because of distribution. Saliba. I can't lie, I'm a bit frustrated with Saliba. That first goal was entirely Saliba's fault. Why was he not marking his man? He just shut off completely. What's it? You see Ben White clear the ball out, and it's like the moment he sees the ball go out, he's thinking, oh, ball's out, that's it. Ball's out, that's it. I can calm down for just a moment. But at the same time, though, I can also blame almost the entire squad there. Because it's like the defenders as a whole turned off. The midfield was just jogging back when they should have been running. It was very lazy from us to concede a goal like that. Very uncharacteristic of us. But Saliba himself, he made that mistake. And that could have cost us. You could say it did cost us, but I'm not sure what to rate that one, if I'm honest. I don't think he had a horrible game afterwards. I think after that, he was very strong on the ball. I'll give him a 6. Yaku Kiwa, very quiet game for him, I think. Dealt with it when he had to, but other than that, I can't really think of much. 6, I'd say. What was there? Ben White. When he got the ball, his first instinct is always to go forward. And that is something I respect, because it frustrates me so much that we just don't go as forward as we can. It does really frustrate me. But with Ben White, he does go forward. Even when he's not on the ball, you can actually see him getting into positions where he can make a run. Similar to where Saka kind of plays, maybe a little bit further back. But when he gets the ball, he wants to run in the exact same kind of area. defensively, I didn't think he did too bad at all. Um, I'm gonna give him say I'll give him an 8. No, 7.5. Sorry. Lewis Skelly. Look, when he moved up right into that midfield, especially, um, he always looked like he had control of the ball. He gets the ball, holds it, controls it. We're not seeing any problems. He's very calm on it as well. But he yeah, that's all I've really got to say of that, if I'm being honest. I'll give Lewis Skelly a 7. I'm gonna have to talk about Mikel Merino because he's an interesting one. He's the one who scored our equaliser, but then put us back under pressure by getting sent off. And I have to take points away from him from being sent off. I can blame David Raya as well though for mucking around in our penalty box. But for now, it was Mikel Merino who got the sending off, and if I'm being honest, I'm not impressed. It's like the worst possible time to get sent off. I'm gonna give him a 5. Odegaard, second half Odegaard controlled that whole midfield. When he got the ball, he was moving into dangerous positions in the middle of the field, in the middle of the pitch. He goes down the middle, and he typically passes out to either left wing or right wing. I will criticise him. In one moment, there was an incident I recall where he should have realistically passed to Zinni, but he just went for the shot himself. I believe we were already 10 men down at that point, but Zinni would have had a much better chance if he just gave it to him. Realistically, that could have cost us. Thinking back at it now, it really could have cost us, and for that I'm giving a 6. Thomas Partey. I'm trying to remember, if I'm honest, the second goal. So I don't know if anyone had anything to play in that. I think it was just a really good goal, but it's one of those same long ball goals up. Long ball, no one can catch him. Well, regardless, I don't think Thomas Partey had anything to do with that one. Thomas Partey holds the ball quite well, but I was still seeing the same kind of problems. Sideways, 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 sideways. He just plays sideways so much today. It's the same old now. It's gotten old real quick. But I can't think of too much Thomas Partey really did wrong, if I'm honest. And I can remember a few incidents where he did something right, so I'll give him a 7. In our attack, I'm going to start with Bukayo Saka, and this is going to be a very debatable one, actually. I think Bukayo Saka did well on a few occasions, but one thing he needs to learn to do is when he's got players on him and he's in that position, he should try to make a run and take them on. If you take them on, get like a cross in, something similar to what Gabriel Martinelli does, maybe not as consistently, but still try things like that. I get it, he gets doubled up on, but still he should be moving himself to better positions, which is a bit more up the pitch. And I'm surprised no one calls this out, if I'm honest. If we criticise Odegaard, we should criticise Bukayo Saka, I think. But look, overall, I don't think he had a bad game. I just think that is something he has to work on. Bukayo Saka, I'll give him a 7. Gabriel Martinelli, I think I am inclined to increase his rating because he scored a goal. And look, he put it in such a place, right, where even the goalkeeper couldn't get it. No one was getting that. The moment it came off of his head, it was going in. Martinelli. Do I want to? I'll give it to Martinelli. I'll give Martinelli an 8, and I will say that Martinelli is my man of the match. Trossard. I'm very interested in this one because obviously you can see the rotation between Trossard and Martinelli. They switch places a lot. But I actually think it works better with Trossard on the left wing and Martinelli in that striking position. And Trossard, I can think of a few instances in the first half where I'm getting frustrated with him, but in the second half, definitely calmed that down. I'll give Trossard a 7. Referee gets an immediate 0. Very poor performance from the referee, I think. Mikel Merino gets sent off, right, for a second booking. But you look at what happened to Saka. I can't remember who did it, but when Saka gets grabbed by the throat, shoved down, and not even a booking for it, not even a foul. That's a disgraceful decision. Completely altered the whole game. If it's the other way round, the game changes entirely. But I expect nothing less from him, if I'm honest. Anthony Taylor, yeah. I expect nothing less from Anthony Taylor. A very inept referee. Mikel Arteta. He turned it round in the second half. I don't know what was said in that locker room, but something must have been said. Because that second half Arsenal was not the same as the first half Arsenal. I can give him credit for turning it around. I can't criticise him too harshly on any substitutions he made. I'll give him Arteta. I think I'll give him a 7. Fans, look, if you make that kind of journey and you stay even after half time, then you deserve a 10 immediately. You're 2-0 down against the champions of England at half time, and you stayed. Anyone who stayed deserves an immediate 10. But that's what I think about that. Those are my ratings. Let me know what you think down below. Like, share, and comment, and please subscribe. It really does help out the channel. I'm trying to reach 50 subscribers, and any little bit helps. Thank you, and I will be seeing you in my match preview against Newcastle. See you then.